Now in an Angular application, some routes may only be viewed within other routes. In such a scenario, we create child routes. Let's understand with an example. Right now, in our application, we have the department detail component. In this component, let's say we want to display an overview and also the contact information of the selected department. The overview and contact info are features of each department, so they should be viewable only after navigating to this department detail component. Let's see how to implement that with child routes. I'm going to go back to Visual Studio Code, and first let us generate the two new components. So open the integrated terminal and run the commands ng g for generate, c for component. The component name is department overview, and then -it for inline template, -is for inline styles. Similarly, ng g for generate, c for component, department -contact, -it, -is. Alright, so we now have the two components that we want to display. Next, open the app routing module. Now, what is the component to which we want to add the child routes? It is the department detail component. I'm going to slightly reformat this. Now, the way to specify child routes in Angular is to use the children property and set it to an array of routes. For our example, we have two child routes, one for the overview and one for the contact. So let's add them. I'm going to put a comma, use the children property and set this to an array of routes. Within this array, I'm going to add two objects, one for overview and one for the contact. In the first one, path is overview and the component is department overview component. In the second child route, path is going to be contact, and then the component is going to be department contact component. Make sure to also import them and then add them to the routing components array. Alright, so we have mentioned that these two components are to be displayed only inside the department detail component. But where exactly do we display it? So again, we make use of the router outlet directive to specify that. In the department detail component, just before these buttons, I'm going to add the router outlet. Alright, so with this, the users will be able to navigate from the URL. But that is not good enough, so let's add buttons to navigate. I'm going to wrap the buttons in a paragraph tag for some spacing, a button for overview, and a button for contact. Now when we click on them, we need to navigate to the child route. So let's add click event handling. Click. This is going to be equal to show overview, and similarly click, and this is going to be equal to show contact. Let's also quickly define these methods. So the first one is show overview, and the body is pretty simple, just one line. We navigate to the overview route relative to this route. So this dot router dot navigate, and in the link parameters array we specify the path, which is going to be overview, and then we are going to say this is going to be relative to this dot route. Similarly, show contact, and this is going to navigate to contact path. So this dot router dot navigate to the contact path relative to this route. Alright, so that should do it. In fact, I'm going to change these anchor tags to buttons for some consistency as well. So button, button, and then the same with the second anchor tag, button, button, And let's also wrap this in a paragraph tag for some spacing. Alright, so now we are ready to test our child routes. Let's open the integrated terminal again and run the command npm start. Go back to the browser, localhost 4200. Click on Angular and you see the department detail. Here we have two new buttons, Overview and Contact. If I click on Overview, we should be seeing the Overview component, but there is a problem. So let's quickly check it out. Overview, Contact, and in the click event handling, okay, we are missing the parentheses. So Overview, and then in the Contact, it's going to be Show Contact. So now let's go back to the browser, click on Departments, click on Angular, and if I click on the Overview button, you see that Department Overview Works is displayed. And you can see that the URL changes from /1 to /1/overview. Similarly, if I click on Contact, we get Department Contact Works, and in the URL /departments/1/contact. So these are child routes which are accessible only from within the department detail component. You can add a default child route, maybe redirect it, or even add wildcard child route to handle invalid URLs. I'm going to leave it to you guys to try it out, but this is pretty much how child routes work in Angular. Alright, so thank you guys for watching.